This podcast is based on personal stories and experiences with topics like anger, depression, and anxiety. Neither I nor my guests are medical professionals, so nothing you hear here is medical advice. If you're struggling with your health or well being, please reach out to a qualified healthcare provider. And if you're ever in crisis, call your local emergency number right away. Welcome back in, y'all. It's your boy, Chef Soul. Welcome back to the smartest podcast in the world. Trying to up my game a little bit. I got the little faux background. It looks like I'm in the Matrix, dog. Yo, that's dope. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I figured I found that in my little podcast recording program. Anyway, got a special guest today. Y'all see her on screen. And we're going to have us a really good organic conversation. We are right now in what I would call the season of forgiveness, because as an African Hebrew Israelite, Yom Kippur is one of the highest, is a high holiday, one of the most important holidays of the year. And it's the day that you do the best to atone for your sins through the year or your transgressions through the year, because you shouldn't be sinning, you know what I mean? But because of your transgressions. So it's a very reflective time. It's a very you do a lot of inner reflecting. You try to get your heart and your mind set on changing the things from the past year that weren't necessarily good, you know, decisions that you made, those type of things. So all in all, what I'm saying is I love this time of year. It's also, take a sniff, it's Scorpio season, baby. Oh yeah, it's Scorpio season, baby. My birthday is tomorrow. Yeah. So I feel it really good. And no, I can physiologically feel the cells of my body excite at this time of year. I don't know what it is about this time of year, but it's almost like I get happy or something. Like I get very inner reflective. I get happy. I get very, I'm in my own energy strong, I would say, this time of year. That's probably true. Sister Tasha, what's your zodiac sign?
Team Gemini, come on up.
Team Gemini?
Team
Do you
Gemini.
feel more, Gemini, Gemini, Gem, do you feel more like a Gemini around that time?
I mean, I feel like a Gemini, 365 days a year, That's what Team
Oh,
Gemini
okay.
is about. What you know?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, later for that noise of Scorpio season. Hold on. All right. So, yes, this is the season of forgiveness. I'm reminded of my elder who would say that if you live this life long enough, no matter how great of a person you are, you the devil in somebody's story. Oh, you done messed somebody over. You done said something you shouldn't have. You done had some type of interaction that,
Hmm.
may have been out of character. And so, in this season right here, we wipe all the slates clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking anybody if I offended you in any kind of way this past year, you know what I mean? In any kind of way, then I probably was off my square. You might have deserved it, you might not have, but either way, I'm looking for forgiveness. But I'm also giving out forgiveness, you know what I'm saying, to the people that put me in a bad spot or, didn't pay me what I was due. You know what I'm saying? Took me for granted. We forgive all that. We forgive all that. And yeah. So I'm very happy to let me introduce the sister. I don't talk to her. Y'all don't even know who she is, right? She coming all the way from Dabo, Texas. hmm She
Yeehaw.
is an she said yeehaw, yo. She is an author. She is a school teacher. She is somebody that's healing, y'all, because that's what we doing. We over here healing out loud, baby. We over here healing. She healing from something. She done been through something in her life. She looked like a young buck, but she been with us for what? How many spins you been around?
36, sir. 36.
I know a woman ain't supposed to tell her age, you know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
no. I'm not
So,
offended. No,
yeah, yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
No,
Not offended.
sir.
Yeah, very dynamic sister. I like her energy, and I think that her story is incredible to tell. So we're gonna go ahead and get a floor to from Dabo, Texas, their own Taja King.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. As you said, my name is Taja King. I am over my company, Empower Potential. My little slogan is Why Wait? If you're hungry, wait, grab faith. I put a question mark at the end because I understand that not everybody's going to believe in what I believe in. I believe in God and His Son Jesus Christ. However, comma,
Okay.
I believe in
Respect.
free will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not
Respect.
going to infringe upon anybody else's rights as long as mine is respected. I'm very passionate about speaking about, childhood trauma, breaking generational cycles. I know how it feels to grow up in a toxic environment. And we are living in the world of social media where a lot of people are embracing, the truth shall set us free. So I'm going to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
the creepy uncle that
Mm-hmm.
used to always want me to give him a hug. We're gonna talk about the grandma that had
Whoa.
favoritism or whatever, whatever. So because I came from such a background that so many layers, I mean, I felt like God put it on my heart to, bring it to the people. Like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
am a teacher, however,
Mm-hmm.
substitute teacher. I teach the
Okay.
babies, kinder through
Okay.
second grade. I mean, it's not really
Okay.
work, you know what I'm saying? I get a snack
Okay.
time, I get to play in
Mm-hmm.
centers. Life is good, baby. Life is
No, yeah, I mean
good.
you running the juice box
You
crate,
know,
you know what
come
I'm saying? You got
on.
all the juices, you
Animal
got all the flavors.
Animal
Hell
crackers,
yeah.
baby.
Y'all bang with animal crackers still
All
to this
right.
day, son. I bang with animal. So but Taja, that's amazing. Let's get serious on them then. Let's go right in.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Childhood trauma. I know a little bit of something about that. I know about childhood trauma growing up in Philadelphia. I'll share with you just real briefly, like one of my most traumatic things in my childhood is that I watched my mom get beat like a man. And I mean like beat to the point where like, nah, somebody should put a bullet in this nigga.
Oh, well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, somebody should put a bullet in this nigga.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And so that was very traumatic. And also the nature of how I came into the world was very traumatic. But um how what was it first of all, what let's describe if we can your childhood trauma that you went through.
Yes, sir. So, where do I begin? In the Black community, it is important to mention that I was raised in a two-parent household with a mother and a father.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
comma, you have to let the
Hmm.
people understand just because I was raised in a two-parent household as a Black individual, that doesn't mean that I came from a healthy dynamic. Now, I love my mother and
Okay.
father dearly to this day. However,
Hmm.
I have to be honest about the traumas that I experienced as a child. First thing first, I'm born with a disability called congenital scoliosis. In layman's terms,
Congenital
yes, sir.
congenital scoliosis. Okay.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Congenital means at birth. Scoliosis is when
Hmm.
your spinal cord, aka your back, is not straight. I like to tell people my spinal cord, as in my back, looks like the capital letter S. So this does affect the way, my posture is. So, yes, I'm shorter than 5 foot. I'm basically what
You're you
four.
s- huh, you say you're shorter than 5 foot. Go
I am
ahead. I'm sorry.
shorter
Go ahead.
than 5 foot. I am 4'6". Don't tell nobody, okay? But yes, I'm
We ain't gonna
about
tell
four
nobody.
six. Right,
Four
right, right.
six.
Yeah, four
Okay.
six. I mean,
Shorty.
when I tell you some of the kids that I substitute teach, we're looking eye to eye with
Yeah.
each other. First grade, this baby 7 or
Yeah.
8 years old. Baby, go put that Play-Doh
Yeah.
down. Go sit down on the
Right.
bottom. But getting back to the
Right.
point, yes, I grew up with childhood trauma. My father was in the military, and
Okay.
as a military man, baby, don't have me to tell you, not three times. We're not playing three strike you out, baby. This isn't baseball.
Hmm.
When I tell you to do
Hmm.
something, you better do it. I also came from a
Mm.
household where my parents believe in spare the rods for the child, disabled
Mm.
or not. Baby, I got my fair share of getting my butt whooped. Okay, so
Are
I
you
had
getting?
to.
Are you getting? Are you getting tore up from the flow up? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, come
Uh
on,
huh.
count them out. 1, 2,
Go pick a
3. Yeah,
go
we had.
pick your switch. Uh huh.
Yes, we had to count the licks out. So I mean, I witnessed seeing my mom get into a very verbal altercations with her mom. I witnessed her getting into
Okay.
fights as well. I'm standing in the middle of
Okay.
the living room screaming and crying because my grandmother is going to the kitchen to get a knife to come at my mama with it. So now here's my dad in the middle of my mom and her
Dang.
mom trying to get the knife out of my grandmother's hand. My mother picks
That
up,
sound
I
like
believe,
Steve Wilkos.
come on now, she picks up a jackhammer to try to hit her with it. She hit her with it, and I'm witnessing all of this as a kid. Of course, it affected me in school. I'm already dealing
Mhm.
with enough
Yeah.
dealing with a disability. But the toxicity that I
Oh,
went through within my family, baby, when I tell you it was tough, very
let
tough.
me ask you, your moms and your grandmoms had issues, or was
Absolutely.
that a one-time incident?
Oh,
Okay,
more than one.
so it was ongoing trauma because it was ongoing issues with your grandmama and your moms. That's
All,
tough. And you
all
and
than
your
one.
grandmom tight. Are you and your grandmom tight?
Respectfully, no, sir, we are not. We're
Oh,
not tight.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I really don't come from a close knit family, you know. And me
Oh,
personally,
okay.
it's like, though I love them because God
Right.
knows I'm not perfect either. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been the perfect
Mhm.
daughter, sibling, grandchild, whoop de whoop. However, when it comes to the cycles that I see within the people that I'm related to, the alcohol, the drug addiction, the hypersexuality,
Mm,
because I choose not to partake in that. Now, I'm
mhm,
odd. Like, no, baby, I just don't get down like that. Okay, you're okay with spending your light bill money at the liquor store. I want my lights on, so I'm gonna pay my light bill. Yeah, I see those new pair of
mm,
Nikes that just dropped too. I wouldn't mind getting those joints too, but I need to pay this light bill.
mhm.
It's called priorities.
Let me ask you something. So you have siblings.
I do.
Where are you in the sibling order?
Okay, so it's kind of tricky. I come from a blended family. So the man that raised me is not my
Hmm.
biological father. However, he's the only man that I know as my father. So in a blended
Okay,
family,
okay.
there's
So he
five of us.
pops.
He is, absolutely,
In the blended family, there's five of you. Okay.
absolutely five. And then he has two
Not
other children, with somebody else.
how about mama? Biological mama?
Yes, biological mother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Biological
Hmm.
mama. Okay.
Yes, sir. So yeah,
Mom and pops,
still
they
together.
stayed they stayed together, or did they
Absolutely. They're still together.
eventually they still together?
They are still
Oh
together,
wow.
married. They're not shacking. Married people.
Right.
I seen the license
Are you
myself.
are you close with them? Are you close with them?
Unfortunately, I can't really say that I'm very close with my parents, no, because
Because of the
again,
traumas.
when
Because
it
of those
comes to
traumas.
because I have decided to break generational cycles that a lot of people do not want to come to the round table and discuss.
Yeah.
Respectfully, however, bluntly put, like both of my
Mm-hmm.
parents committed adultery on each other. My father
Mm,
was overseas. My
mm-hmm.
mom is staying here in good old Texas, and she got pregnant by another person. However, at the time,
Ow!
not a man. I'm just be honest. He was not a man at the time, 17. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's this person wound up being a person who is my biological father. I know he is factually my biological father because I got the DNA test done. So he is the father biologically. No disrespect towards him.
Mm.
I'm my own person.
Right.
I answer to God. I don't
Right.
answer to nobody here on earth. So I'm going to give
Right.
everybody the time to tell their story. Who am I to say what kind of man this
So
man would be? Yes, sir.
let me ask you this. How did those traumas permeate, or how did they affect your um school age or your youth? Like so for me, my traumas
Hmm.
made me angry.
Hmm.
Real quick, briefly,
Hmm.
my grandmother's second husband
Hmm.
is also my dad, right?
Okay.
My grandmother's second, so think about what I
Okay.
just said. My
Yes,
grandmother's
yes, yes.
second husband is my dad, my
Yes,
biological dad, right?
yes, sir.
So for me, that situation caused me anger, and I would see other boys playing with their dad,
Okay.
or for real, what it was is when I started liking girls and going through puberty and
Hmm.
body changes and stuff like that, I
Of
didn't have
course.
anybody to talk to. I had
Uh,
to ask strange people. I had to
hmm.
ask strange men. Like I had to just roll up one day. One day I put cologne on my nads,
Oh
and
no. Oh no.
after scratching them profusely because I was growing hair and I didn't realize
Right.
the things that was happening. So I scratched them profusely and then put a cologne on them, and my
Ooh,
nuts was on fire.
I bet
And
they
I had
were.
nobody to talk to about this.
Bless
Nobody
your
I could
heart.
ever. You see what I'm saying? And I had to ask this white gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
on the street, just roll up like dog.
Oh no.
He's like, you going through it, young fella.
Oh
Dog, I'm going
no.
through it. Can you please explain to me? This
Of course.
gentleman took me to led me to a free clinic. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just go to the free clinic over there. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so again, not to take too long, but I'm just saying that manifested for me as anger in me, I would get anger and jealous about not having any men, in my life to be able to go to like that. My grandmother
Right,
had 7 daughters. They was little girls when I was born, so I don't have any real men until they was grown enough to marry. And by
right.
that time, I'm damn near grown. You know what I mean?
Wow,
So
wow.
you feel what I'm
Okay.
saying? So,
Yes, sir.
so, so, so for you now, back to you. I'm saying, how did your situation, how did it manifest in your behaviors, actions, or your experiences growing up?
Well, see, that's just it. I didn't find out the truth about my
Hmm.
biological situation until I was in junior
Hmm.
college. And this was during
Oh,
my,
damn.
well, this, and the thing is, not to give too much of my memoir away, because I address this
Okay,
in my
okay.
book, but, I
Gotcha.
discuss how that came about with me finding out, you are not the father, if you know what I mean. So I
Oh, well, they
can't
got to read the
say.
book for that. So, yeah, don't say. Don't say.
Right, right,
They got to read the book for that.
right, right.
Hmm.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Hmm.
I got you. So okay, okay. But it did affect you.
Oh
Like,
man, when I found out the truth about my
right.
situation, when I tell you everything started to make sense, everything hit me like a ton of
Oh.
bricks.
So all of these
Yes.
things and experiences young, you didn't make a connection until when you got that information. Then you connect like that's why I went through that,
Ding
and
ding
that's
ding ding
why this.
ding. Number one
Wow.
answer.
Hey, I get it. I get it because they ain't tell me till I was 27. I was getting ready to go on tour with my singing group,
Mm-hmm.
and my auntie was afraid that I might mess with a girl that tried to get at my money or
Oh
something.
no,
Like
right.
actually, what really happened is my ex-wife saw a picture of my grandfather and the person that's supposed to be my dad was like, he
Oh
don't look nothing like
no.
this nigga, but he
Oh
look
no.
exactly like this dude. So my
Mm-hmm.
aunt looked at my grandma and was like, yeah, it's time to tell him. We got to tell him. I was 27 years old. My
Mm-hmm.
ex-wife said I slept for 2 days, and she said when I woke up, I was a different person. I
Oh
was
wow.
one of the angriest people. I became uncharacteristically, it's like I
Mm-hmm.
did a whole 360 as a
Mm-hmm.
person. So I get that finding
Mm-hmm.
out, late. Um,
Yes.
I'm interested. What was your lowest point? Can you speak about that? Like, what was rock bottom for you?
Rock bottom for me is when I finally found out the truth about my biological status. And this was around the time when it's like, okay, have I ever seen this man before? Like, did I pass by him in the store? Like, what does he look like? Like, I had so many questions. I had
Yeah, right.
so many questions. Like, my mom had caught me staring at pictures that she and my father had decorated the living room with. And she was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, mom. I'm just looking at the pictures. But everything started to come together like a puzzle. Like, no wonder sometimes when my mom gets mad at me, like, why is she glaring at me like that? Now I know who the man is, who is my biological father. I look just like little dude. You know what I'm saying? We look just alike.
Mm.
Talking about my
Was
attitude
he?
is like, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you real quick.
Mm,
Was he? Did he? Let me see. Find a better way to phrase this.
come with
Is
it. Come with it.
is your height stature based on the curvature of the spine situation? Because my question about your dad was, is he also
He's a
a
little bit
small
nut.
guy?
Yes, he's a small dude too. Very
Okay.
small.
And
Attitude, not
what
small
is
though.
real quick, what is the proper term to refer to somebody? Because I've heard terms that I would not dare say to make reference to somebody. Like I've heard the term dwarf. I would never call another person a dwarf, you know what I mean? So, or midget. I don't like the word midget. So, what is a proper, is there a proper
The
or
proper term
not offensive?
that I've heard, I
Hmm.
mean, I
Uh-huh.
don't necessarily go under dwarfism or anything like that. Due to me having
Uh-huh.
scoliosis is the reason why I'm short. But for people who are,
Okay.
they're called little people. They prefer to be called little people.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. Yes,
See,
sir.
that seems like I wouldn't want to be called a little person. I don't know. That is me. So I wouldn't say something that I wouldn't want to be called. So I start fumbling like he's a,
Right, right, right,
uh, you know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
if I try to describe somebody,
Hmm.
So all right, so I could just say little people and somebody wouldn't be offended though. A
No,
little
no.
person.
From what I've always been
See, I
told, the
would. I
term
ain't
little
gonna front. You
people
ain't gonna.
is not
You ain't gonna be
offensive.
referring to me as, hey, little person, such and such and such. I
Ah,
did
yeah,
eat it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know me.
I
All right.
understand that.
Enough about me. Enough about me. All right. The book. All right.
Hmm.
Your memoirs, right? They
Hmm.
are about your childhood and what else?
Hmm.
Give us a little summarization. Do you have
Okay.
one near you?
Oh, I do kind of, sort
One of
of,
your
like
books?
a little bit.
All right. I
I
ain't
like
gonna
to.
make you get up again. I'll get it from you later. I want to show the cover.
Okay,
At least show the cover to the
okay.
people.
So
Hmm.
the title of my book is My Life, a Working Process. Working progress,
Okay.
excuse me, because it definitely is a progress to this day. I discuss,
Hmm.
childhood trauma, how it was living on base as a military kid, being looked at in an
Hmm.
odd way. I'm around predominantly, white students and, in my class at least. So, I'm not used to
Hmm.
being raised up around predominantly just black people. So because I,
Hmm.
spoke proper grammar and, was used to being around Asian and, Chinese, so on and so forth, it's like, okay, I'm going to be the oddball around a bunch of black people because I like Nirvana, I like Metallica, so on and so forth. Different
Okay.
genres
What you
of,
got about that?
I mean, I grew
Uh
up on
huh.
it.
We all
Uh,
just entertainers.
right,
And we're crazy and we're
right,
stupid.
right. Come on. Um,
Uh-huh.
I also
What
discuss
can
how
I? That's my job.
I also discussed like dealing with how it feels to grow up financially stricken. Coming in the house, the lights are turned off. You don't
Okay.
have nothing to eat,
Yeah.
so now you're making a dead syrup sandwich or mayonnaise sandwich. I discuss things like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How does it
Yeah.
feel not to be able to? Okay, you're going on a field trip. The field trip money, you just need $5, but you don't have the field
Mm-hmm.
trip money. Now you're getting picked at
Yeah.
by the teachers whispering, so on and so forth. Like I talk
Oh,
about these things.
I know that. I know
Mm,
that. Do you know? I wanted to go on the damn bowling trip, and we had the money, and my
come
mom
on.
gave me a book of food stamps to take to my
Jeez.
teacher and ask him, can he change it out for regular money
Oh,
to
oh
pay for me
man.
to go on this food? And it was one of the most
I'm sure.
humiliating. But I wanted to go on this bowling trip with the rest of my class.
I
I
hear
wanted to
you.
go bowling. Yeah, that people, if you ain't never had to go through that, that's very
Ooh,
traumatic.
it very.
It don't end right there that day. That's like something
Oh,
you kind of carry with you. It affects your self esteem
it does
and
absolutely.
kids is assholes. Let's just be honest. Little kids
That
is
part.
assholes. Like
That part.
right.
Oh
So I
yeah.
can imagine what you went through in high school. I was an asshole in high
Oh,
school.
high school
I
when
was an
puberty
asshole in
hit.
high school.
When puberty
Yeah.
hit, middle school, having a crush on a
Mm.
boy, and here it is. I'm a late
Oh, sis.
developer. I'm stuck in a
Oh,
training bra. She's over here with a B cup. You know what I'm saying? I'm in
oh,
my little feeling
yeah.
because I like the star of the track team or the football team, but he don't like me like that. I'm just the homegirl. But then on the low low, when
Yeah.
the popular girl isn't paying him any attention, now you want to come see, well, Todd, you got some pretty lips, some pretty hair. That's what I know. But see, I'm not anybody's leftovers. Excuse you. Uh
Oh.
huh. So yes, I
Sis,
went through all of that.
you done popped the lid on that thing. We might as well go in there then.
Okay.
Like how I'm interested then, how would dating and relationships be for you, for somebody, like yourself, of I don't want to
Come
say little
on, little
person,
person,
but
scoliosis, yes
for a
sir.
little
I'm
person,
not easily
how would you
offended.
think? Yeah, this scoliosis is one thing.
Okay.
All right, so all right, I'm gonna have to be comfortable with it. All right,
So
how is dating and relationship stuff?
not to be cocky, but because I am a woman, I find myself to be attractive. So at the end of the day, with
Hey,
somebody
you
else, you
I'm the
gotta love
finest thing
yourself.
walking. You
Come
got to
on
love
now,
yourself if nobody else ain't going to. I'm the
so
finest thing on earth.
come on, you have to pour into yourself.
It's
So
like,
I have to be mindful. I do have to be mindful because there's a lot of men out here with weird fetishes. You know what I'm saying? So I never been with a
no,
black
what do
girl
you mean?
before. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
I don't
okay.
discriminate.
Oh, okay.
Black, white, Puerto
Okay.
Rican, Pakistan, I don't care.
Okay.
Do
Get
you
down.
believe in
Get
God? You
down.
know what I'm saying? So I have to
Right.
be mindful of men who have a certain fetish. You're as short as a student, a kindergarten kid or something like that. I have to watch out for guys like that. I never
Whoa.
had
Hold on. Hold on.
come on,
Hold on.
come on.
Yeah, if a bear say you as short as a kindergarten kid and I want to sleep with you, you should call the cops on that nigga, yeah.
I
That
mean, red
dude right
flag.
there.
Yes, I have to watch men who
So,
have the bucket list. I never had
so
sex with a
there's
woman
men
with a
with
disability, so I have to watch out for men like that. It's tough.
Yo, hold up, hold up, hold up,
Hmm.
hold up, 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 hold up. Wait a
Hmm.
minute, wait a minute. Hold up. Somebody told you that?
Of course, I
Men have
listen.
said that to you?
If I'm lying, I am flying. The bucket list. I never had, relations with a woman that's black. I never had relations with a woman that's really short. Like you're as short as a kid. I've never had, relations with a woman that, has a disability. Like some men have these weird lists. And I have to be mindful of the men that I converse with because, yeah, the fetish,
Yeah.
the bucket list. Yes, absolutely,
Bucket
absolutely,
list. Yo.
the bucket list.
Yo, stop it. That is crazy. That's a bucket list is like, yeah, I want to make love to a
Hmm. Hmm.
I guess. What do I know? I guess. I thought I was the smartest nigga in the world. I didn't know that. That threw me for a loop right there.
You learn
Hmm.
new stuff every
I
day.
don't even know
Listen.
where to go from here with that one. Yeah, let's get out of there. I don't like that word. Let's
Hmm.
get out of there.
Right, right.
Um, but so when did you write the book? Is it how long ago?
I want to say this is probably coming up on about what 7 or 8 months now. I can't remember
Okay,
specifically, but yeah, I mean it was easy to do because it's my life,
it was
you
easy to
know.
do because it's
So
your
it's like
life.
me sitting in the
What?
studio about to drop mad bars, baby. Just write it down. You know what I'm saying? Because
Go
this is
ahead,
my
girl.
life. And so when I wrote my
What
book,
really pushed you? What really prompted you to start doing it?
because I said I needed to let go and let God. I've been holding on to so much pain.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's like I've always been told, like, wow, you
mm,
smile a lot. So I did like I love making people laugh, but behind this
mm.
pretty little smile I have, there's always been pain. I'm walking in a room with a lot
Yeah.
of women who have a nice figure. Of course, she's going to be looked at, not me. If I'm being looked at, it's because, hey, can I ask? I'm not trying to be, disrespectful, but what's wrong with your back? Never mind. Hey, how you doing? I'd like to get to know. It's
Yeah, I'm a
you
regular
gotta be,
person too, you asshole.
like I'm
Right,
not talking to you about not having a six pack, but whatever. Let's I'll answer your
right,
question.
right,
You know,
right. If we
so
judging,
yeah, but I
okay,
try to
boy.
be respectful
It's like,
about it. I try to be
I
respectful
got
about
you.
it. Yes, sir.
I got you.
But yeah, I just wanted to make my book where a lot of people do not have the courage enough to talk about things that have went on in their life. I do. I'll talk about my life struggles in a minute. Have people cracking up
Mm,
because I like to have humor with the things that I go through in life. Yeah, I know how it feels to make
mm.
a mayonnaise sandwich.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I know how it feels to
That's amazing.
you gotta carry water down the hallway. Well, I didn't due to my back, but a sibling of mine carrying water to go flush the toilet. You got every
Yeah,
window open in the house to try to air out the freaking house. I know how that feels. So I always
yeah.
want to make it, easy for other people to talk about these things. And while you're doing that, walk in love and forgiveness. You may not be able to hang around that mother, that father, that brother, that sister that doesn't mind the toxicity. They're okay with the family dysfunction. You may have to let go and let God, but you need to do that with love and forgiveness. So I wanted to write my book, and I did in a way where I'm not blasting people, but baby, if you're a part of my life, if you're one of the characters in
Hmm.
my life, I'm going to
Right.
address it, and we're going to
Now,
let go and let God. Hmm.
which one of them characters? I'm gonna ask you a two-part question.
Come
Who
on.
is forgiven and who is not forgiven yet? So, is your mom and your stepdad and your real dad? Have you been able to forgive them for whatever's?
I forgive everybody because I have no heaven or hell to put anybody in. I'm not perfect. I fall short of the glory of God every day. I love my mother.
Because you
I
know,
love them. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, 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 you go. Please go. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Keep going. Hmm.
I have fallen short of the glory of God every day. I'm not. I know I wasn't a perfect kid to my parents. And respectfully, though I do not call the man who is my biological father dad, I call him Mister Insert name, and he understands it. The man that raised me, I
Mm,
call him my father to this day. Do we have the best
mm,
relationship? No, we don't. But I love him though, just like I love my mom.
mm,
Do I have the best relationship with other people that I'm related to in my family? Well, family, relative. No, I don't. But nobody's worth me burning in hell. I have a relationship with God. I'm not perfect. And so I'm not about to,
mm,
continue to get older in this thing called life down here on earth and carry that weight with me. I'm
mm.
not doing it. Baby, nobody's worth burning the hell behind. Mm-mm.
You're right. You're right. I'm glad you said that because I learned myself that forgiveness is not only for the other person, it's for you too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because what it does is take the constant voices, the constant checking of yourself, the constant, the toss and turn. People can say they don't lose sleep.
Come on.
You might not lose sleep, but your sleep is affected when you go to sleep
Ooh,
with these things on your heart and mind. You
man.
might not lose sleep, but you might wake up an asshole. You know
I
what I mean? Like,
mean,
just
that
to be
part.
honest.
That part.
because it's constantly in your subconscious. However, when you really do forgive, it's not in your subconscious anymore. It's not sitting there waiting to run or jump out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I had to
Hmm.
learn that. I had to learn that one of the first, and I wonder if you agree with me about this, because one of the first people I had to forgive was myself.
Come on now. The hardest person to
Was
forgive for
myself.
me. The hardest person to
Was
forgive is
myself.
myself. Hmm.
This therapist I was working with told me to write a letter to my 7-year old self and say, David, it's okay. You're just a child. You
Hmm.
didn't have to be perfect.
Hmm.
You couldn't save your mother. You
Hmm.
couldn't stop these things from happening. You couldn't
Hmm.
prevent you couldn't be a man of the house and go out and get a job so that y'all didn't have to live in the projects and spend food stamps and you
Come
didn't
on.
have to do it because I know that trauma. I was too smart for neighborhood schools. I got bused to a whole nother school that wasn't in
Mm.
my neighborhood. Once I did that, I wasn't around other kids that was on welfare and stuff. I was around kids that had
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
around kids that had
Right. Right. Right.
bread. You know,
Hmm.
they ain't had no free lunch program in
Come on,
neighborhood
that
school
part.
that had to get busted. So, you
All
know what I
that.
mean? I wasn't eating lunch and I had little kids sharing their lunch with me. You know what I mean? I'm acting like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
those is traumatic things, yo. But yeah, but you're right. And I've forgiven. I like to say I faced, if not every last one of them, but I faced most all my demons and I dispersed them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So again, forgiveness, if you agree, forgiveness is not only for yourself, it's for the other person too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not for
And
only
for
for the other
yourself.
person, it's for yourself too. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes. And for me, it's harder for me to forgive myself. I can forgive somebody else like this because I'm like, hey, you're
yeah.
not worth me burning nail over, buddy. So I'm all on that.
Hmm.
But when it comes to me,
Hmm.
like Taja, did you really fall for that again? Did you really fall for
Hmm.
words again? Did you really let her sit
Hmm.
there and play in your face like that? Or did you really sit up
Hmm.
here because that's your mama, that's your daddy, your brother, your this, your that? Like, come on now. Even when it comes to in a relationship, a past relationship that I've been with, did you really fall for words again? Come on now. You have got to
Right,
learn to let go, let God. You have to operate with consistency. We need action. I'm gonna need positive action. If I'm doing unto
right.
you, you need to do unto me too. And if a person can't match you on that, come on, take the board
Yeah.
to door, baby. You gotta go.
Tasha, it's been amazing speaking with you. First of all, I think you're an amazing sister. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying?
I
To
appreciate
put
it.
up to do it. We're gonna do the best we can to push out there, have people read your book, or also bring you on their podcast or bring you to their city because I know you do talking engagements. I saw one of your empowerment engagements that you spoke at. It was
Yes,
very
sir.
dynamic.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You
I
got a lot of
appreciate it.
that little body. You know,
Yes, thank
you more than
you.
your physical stature. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
well, I
So
appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. Before we get out of here, though, give the people, give some young sister out there that's going through some child trauma. There's a lot of our people going through child trauma right now, man. There's a lot of children out here going through traumas. But give that little girl some advice, especially if she went through the kind of things. Cause let's just be real, somebody touched you. We don't gotta go all the way in there, but you have said it enough. Somebody did something improper to you or tried. Can I make
Hmm.
that assumption?
You can
You ain't
make
the
the
only. See,
assumption that my mom was like a hawk in the sky on that. So because she
okay,
grew up with that type of stuff, she was very protective
okay,
of her kids. So like the uncle
okay,
that tried to keep on hugging out, she said she don't want to hug you. You're fine. Maybe get over here and go play.
okay.
She was one of those
So,
types.
so it was
So I caught all the stuff.
but it was she swatted all. She was goaltender.
Yeah.
She was
Oh
getting all
yeah.
that
That
anyway.
part. That part. I have to
Okay, but
give her flowers on that.
there,
Yes, sir.
there's somebody out there right now who ain't got somebody to run interference on them. There's
Mm-hmm.
somebody out there that's already been through that. Maybe not even talking about it to nobody right now. Like, or or maybe that you don't have to speak so much to that. Just let's say an overall general um advice on healing in general, on healing healing yourself. What can you advise somebody that they could do, implement in their life? We know prayer is one thing, but what would you say are some things that would help somebody healing from those type of things, similar things that you went through.
Awesome. So the first thing I would do, because this is what I had to do, you need to stop being in denial. You got to stop being in
Mm.
denial. Stop making
Get out the river.
excuses. You know
Get
what I'm
out
saying?
the
You
Nile River. Get
gotta,
out.
yes, you've got to stop being in denial. You cannot heal anything if you're constantly walking in a state of being in denial. When you address that, now my higher power is God. So I sit
Mm.
down and I make sure I have that raw conversation. Baby, I don't care if you gotta cry, river dance, pop lock,
Hmm.
whatever. Make sure you're able to get out what you need to say to that higher power. Mine is God through his son Jesus Christ. So I make sure, I talk out to God. Hey, I'm hurt, God. Like,
I would
so and so
agree. I
hurt me.
concur.
You have to be able to do these things. Get out in nature. Get off of TikTok.
100%.
Get off of Instagram. Go outside. Feel the breeze. What's your
That's a
favorite
good one.
color? Name everything that has your favorite color in it. Go for a walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you journal. Write down the pros and cons in a day. What are you blessed to have? What is something that keeps on showing up
Hmm.
in your life? You know what I'm saying? What are some people that
Mm.
aren't pouring into you that you need to go on and block, or have that conversation to say, hey, I cannot continue to associate myself around you. I love you. I care for you. But if you're going to continue to show up in my life like this, that, and the third, I can't be around you. And some people you might just go on after, break up with, cut ties with without even saying anything. Because some people are so physically violent. So these are the steps that I take, and these are the steps that I take to this day, unapologetically at
Mm.
that. Because you
Mm.
have got to pour into yourself. If you don't do it, who will?
Mm. We're gonna leave it right there with that, Mama. I appreciate the good word. I appreciate you sharing your letting us into your space, sharing your story with us. And I know you're gonna be all right. You got a fire inside you. You got an energy about you. I know you're gonna be all right. And it's somebody for everybody out there. Like somebody like little people without being creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I
You ain't
do.
gotta be, you ain't gotta be somebody bucket list thing, but
Lord, let him be
somebody.
6'5" with a six pack, Lord.
Now that's
Facial
what you
hair,
want. You
full
want.
lips. Woo,
So
make me nervous.
that's interesting. So you want a brother that's like
Nervous. Oh, I love
that's
me a
six
tree.
foot five?
I love me a tree.
She
I
said I
love me a
need a
tree.
tree. She said I love a
Yes,
tree.
I do. I do.
Hey, you got a dynamic personality. You know what I mean? You got a good head about you. You got Indian in your family. I can tell by your hair. It's like, no.
Wow.
Nice smile and everything.
I
Yeah, you know
appreciate
what I
it.
mean? So, yeah, my sister, thank you very much. And we're gonna let the people know about your book and your memoirs. Don't worry, I'm gonna put an image up
All
uh
right.
on this video. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So thank you. We're gonna
Thank
conclude this
you.
evening. This has been Chef Soul, Taja King. Y'all look her up on Instagram, Taja King. Look her up on
Say
Facebook,
hi. Mhm.
Instagram. You on TikTok?
I'm
You on
not on
Snap and
TikTok right
Chat?
now.
Not on
Not on
TikTok right now?
Snapchat right now
Okay.
either.
I don't snap it. I ain't never been a day on Snap. It's too many. It's too many.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
part.
keep up. Snapchat.
Come
I ain't
on
got
now.
time to be snapping and chatting with people. I already be
All of that.
snapping by my daggone self.
Come on, that part.
All right. Well, I'm gonna talk to you soon, my sister, and
All right.
don't be a stranger. Maybe
Will
this
not.
won't be the first time. You know what I mean? We're gonna see that
Okay.
book blow up, and we're gonna
Thank you.
do our best to help you push it. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, sir.
One love, y'all know what I say. It's your boy Chef Soul. I live in a world of my own design. Tasha King lives there. We the smartest motherfuckers up and down. We healing out loud, y'all. Be real, be real. Good night.